Hi all, today we are going to be making what I call Debbie's Donut Delight, and what it is going to be is a extra big donut and we will be making it in our what I call the cake tin. You can do it directly onto the basket, but I find if you do it directly onto the basket it gets those little the holes under the bottom, and yeah, just sort of sometimes it's hard to get it out of those little holes at the bottom. Yeah, anyway, this is a recipe that I've made up myself, and what it's got in it is 25 grams of soft butter. We've got 4 tablespoons of sugar and 1 tablespoon like white sugar and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. This is a cinnamon one I'm doing here, so just so that you are aware of that. And here I've got 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. Over here we've got 1/4 cup of yogurt, plain yogurt. You can use milk if you like, but I rather use the plain yogurt. Just sort of makes it that little bit more softer, moister in the middle, yeah. But you can use milk. I have also done it with milk, and it turns out as good as gold. And in here, what I've got is I've got a tablespoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg. So that's what I've got in here, because like I said, I'm doing the cinnamon one. So yeah. Okay. So first we've got, I'm going to add our butter and sugar. We're going to just cream that. Pretty simple recipe. Okay, now that that's done, we're just going to scoop out this yogurt. Oh, that had an unusual sound effect. Good. So just mix those up together. Then we will just gradually add some of the flour. Give it a stir. Add a little bit of your mixture here. You may need to get a little bit of extra milk just to add in at the end, just depending on how the dough itself feels. Add some more. Or you may actually even need to add a little bit more flour if the dough mix just feels too wet. So sort of do it by feel. So just get that all mixed in and combined, and I can feel that it is a little bit too damp still. See how it's kind of like more like a cake mixture at the moment. So I'll just grab some more flour, sprinkle a bit in there. I think that's enough for the moment. And what we'll do is we'll just sprinkle some flour on here. Get your dough mixture. Plonk it on there. seeing if it still feels a little bit too damp, so we'll just add it into here. Yeah, see, it's sticking to the bottom still, so that tells me that it's still a little bit too. You kind of just got to do this by feel, just like when you're making bread. Sometimes it might, depending on the weather as well, how much moisture is in the air, it depends on how much flour is needed. Okay, and there we have that. Okay, so what it's quite big, as you can see. I did say it was a big over large one, and we are going to do it just like, you can do these into, like, cut it into 4s or 6s or whatever and make smaller ones, but totally up to you. Now you get this tin here. No, but first of all, I'll just add so that doesn't thing. Kind of make your hole in the middle, just like you would with a normal donut. And it's going to rise and everything, just like, you know, normal. So expect this hole in the middle to be quite little by the time you've done. But just, I tried to sort of make it go a bit higher, just so it doesn't, yeah, so you've still got that hole in the middle. Okay, and then we're just going to flour out of the way. Then we're going to gently, I don't know what gentle is, and put it in there. So you can see it's just in there. Okay, and you don't need to preheat air fryer. You don't need to preheat it for this, and chuck it in there for 20 minutes on 160 degrees Celsius, and we will be back then. Okay, the timer has just gone off on the donut, so let's get it out. It may need a little bit longer, but we will see. There it is, still in the pan. I'll just feel it. Feels like it just needs I should have kept it in there. Feels like it just needs a little bit. Oh, I'm not even in the screen. Feels like it needs just a little bit longer. It is an oversized one, so you know, kind of expect that. If you had them in 4 separate ones or a couple of separate ones, I'd say it would be ready by now, but I am going to chuck it in there for another 5 minutes, so we'll be back then. So there you have it. It's out, and this is your Debbie's Donut Delight. Yeah, and it's just like a massive big oversized donut. You kind of, I would eat it like a cake, but you could see that there is a hole in the middle, but it's not a big hole. It's totally up to you. You can eat it as it is, otherwise you can ice it if you so wish to. But you slice it like a cake. It will be pale on the bottom, remember? So there you go. Yum. Let's have a try. It's yummy. I know, eating with my mouth full, sorry. But it is yummy. So you can ice it if you like, or you can just have it plain like this. I mean, I've had it before with a bit of sprinkling of icing sugar on the top, or you can actually make an icing to put on it, or you can just have it plain. It is totally and utterly up to you. I will add the recipe, the ingredients, etc., into the description at the bottom, so make sure you read that. And I'd love it if you guys would like my creations, I suppose you could say, if you like them, and also if you leave comments. I love hearing you guys comments to see what you have to say about